Good evening, everyone. Welcome to First Church for Religious Science here in New York City. Welcome to our Louise Hay self-healing class. Every Thursday evening, we gather as a community to go into the teachings inspired by Louise Hay in her transformative work, You Can Heal Your Life. Louise wasn't just a student here. She was a practitioner. She embodied the deep belief in the power that we each have within ourselves to create positive change. Thus the title of her book, You Can Heal Your Life. Her teachings have become a guiding light for countless individuals all over the world seeking self-transformation and healing. So tonight we come together to carry her insights forward on our shared journey. As we explore this lesson, let's take a moment to reflect on our beliefs, those that uplift us and those that may unknowingly hold us back. Our beliefs shape our experience. They shape our future. They shape our relationships and even our sense of purpose. So today, this evening, we're going to take a closer look at the beliefs that serve us well and those that may be holding us back. For some of you, this will be very familiar. For others, this could spark new insights. Either way, this journey will be beneficial for all of us, myself included. So let's start with a beautiful quote from Louise. She said, "What we believe about ourselves becomes the truth for us." Again, what we believe about ourselves becomes the truth for us. So we're always exploring this subject in different ways. This powerful idea invites us to examine our beliefs, to become mindful of our beliefs. Every Thursday, I ask you, what has it been like being you this week with your thoughts? So we want to have understanding that our thoughts are more than just fleeting things. They're powerful. Whether we realize it or not, these beliefs shape the reality that we experience every single day. In religious science, we often say, we are cause to our own experience. That was a term that was new to me when I came into religious science, and then I heard it endlessly. We are cause to our own experience. And nowhere did anyone ever say that we're to blame for our experience, but the idea is we are responsible for experience. It's our thinking that creates our experience or draws us to the things that happen in our life. Our positive beliefs will pave the way to fulfilling life experiences, while the other kind of beliefs, the limiting ones, the negative ones, can create patterns within us that really work against us. So let's for a moment consider this idea. Well, let's ask ourselves a question. What beliefs are we carrying that really don't work well, that don't serve us well? Just think. It could be on any subject. Tonight I'm talking about men and women, but it could be about anything. What beliefs are you carrying that don't bring you good, they don't serve you well? Are there thoughts that you have about yourself? Are there thoughts that you have about the world that feel restrictive, that feel condemning, self-condemning, or not? Just ask yourself, what beliefs am I carrying that really are not working out for me, not serving me well? And here's the thing, whatever comes to mind, just by noticing these beliefs, you're taking a step forward towards positive change. Louise was always talking about taking the positive approach. We say it a different way here. Usually we're talking about living the affirmative life, but it's the same idea. She said, life loves you. Yeah. She said, life loves you. In fact, you are one with life. She taught us that life itself is here to support you and guide you. Emerson himself would say the universe is always wooing you. So you're one with this spirit. Spiritual energy is in you, operating through you. And it's always here attempting to get your attention. So life loves you. You're part of this spiritual energy. It guides you. It will offer you guidance if you allow it, if you invite it in. Even if you don't feel like you're being supplied and supported, the fact is you are. So some of us live more in connection because we're conscious that we're one with the one. And to the extent you're living in greater connection, you're going to see life as beautiful. And you're going to see it as a boundless journey. And others who don't have that sense of connection might feel it's filled with challenges. And here's the thing to understand. Our beliefs about life will shape our experiences. Yes, our beliefs about life will shape our experiences, often beyond our awareness. So now let's explore beliefs that we might hold true. We're going to use tonight, example, men and women. Louise encouraged us to become aware of any particular bias or judgment we carry about anything, really, as they often shape how we relate to ourselves and to others. So let's go with men, for example. Some might see men as strong, intelligent, while others might perceive them as too strong, associated with what's been in recent years, toxic qualities. In a similar way, beliefs about women can be very wildly different too, ranging from seeing women as nurturing leaders to viewing them as perhaps too emotional, weak. So Louise encouraged us to become aware of any of the judgments. See, it's not just about subjects like men and women. It's about what judgments are inside of you about anything, because our judgments, our opinions will shape how we relate to other people, to ourselves. So let me go to Emerson for a second, who said, people only see what they're prepared to see. So if you've been carrying a bias with you all your life about, for example, I don't know, men or women or some group of people, whatever it is, you're carrying something with you. And Emerson would say people only see what they're prepared to see. So we want to check that out. This reminds us that our beliefs act as filters, and they often prevent us from fully understanding other people. Our beliefs also prevent us from understanding ourselves. As we learn to recognize limiting ideas, limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, about other people, other groups of people, we can uncover patterns that we may unconsciously have within us. It's not like you even consciously want to have a bias, but you may have them. And as we uncover these beliefs, we will open ourselves to a broader, more compassionate understanding about other people, about ourselves too. So let's take a moment and ask ourselves, back to the subject of men and women, do I hold any beliefs, say about men or women? And the question is, are these beliefs good? Are they serving me? The next question is, can I release them so I can see people, including myself, more openly? Beyond beliefs about things like gender, which is something people have been talking a lot about in recent years, let's reflect our thoughts, reflect on the idea of how our thoughts shape our relationships and everything else. A question I learned from a great spiritual teacher years ago. It was a wonderful spiritual guru, and she was very skilled. And she was always asking us, what are you creating this to be? And that could be any situation, any group, because we're creators and we're always in a story of some kind. So it's a question I'd like everybody to get accustomed to asking themselves in any situation. What am I creating this to be? So whatever the situation, the question is, are my beliefs reinforcing the idea of separation? Or are you, so you want to be coming from connection. When you're coming from connection, you're going to be seeing the good in everyone, the God in everyone. Everything's namaste. I see the God, I see the good in everything. So if you're not in a place of connection, then you're likely to be in separation. So the question is, what am I creating this to be? Are my beliefs reinforcing separation, or are they encouraging openness and connection? So again, By learning to observe your thinking, your thoughts, you can then allow yourself to choose supportive ideas, different ideas than what you've had before. And it allows us to create space to understand ourselves and others better. You know, Louise Hay said, never, never, never criticize yourself. So we want to learn to be supportive and loving to ourselves. She would also tell us to stop criticizing other people and realize that we could see the good in them. We could see and we can understand that everyone's evolving, doing the best they can. So if our beliefs are based upon truth, they will be reinforcing connection, the truth that we are one with the one and everyone else. So the question I asked a moment ago, are my beliefs reinforcing separation? In other words, am I part of the problem? Or are they encouraging connection? So we want to observe them. Every week we ask, what's it been like being you? You know, because we want to spot the places where we go to the other side, where we are negative, because we're always in the meetings. We're always in the process of changing the lesser ideas that we harbor for the greater, the ones that are about connection. Our teaching is very clear that everyone is an individualization of source. Everyone is a spiritual being, and we want to find a way to get to that place where we really understand that we live and move and we have our being in this divine activity. And we want to know that that same activity is in not only ourselves, but it's in others. So let's move into another, I guess, it's a personal topic, and this one would be about love. For many, love is a cherished experience, source of joy and connection. For others, other people might see love as conditional, fleeting, and even painful. There might be a belief by some on the call that we must be loved to be valuable, or that love inevitably will lead to heartbreak. And Louise will gently remind us. She'll say, love is never outside of ourselves. Love is within us. And the love that we seek in other people already exists within us. Again, the love that we seek in other people already exists within us. And as we heal our beliefs about love, we will open ourselves up to both giving it and receiving it more freely. So let's consider somebody who believes that I need to be loved to have value. This thought can lead to dependency, it can lead to codependency, and it will shape your relationships based upon a need, rather than you coming from a place of fullness and mutual respect. So let's reflect tonight for a moment. What beliefs do I hold about love? Do I think of love as something I must earn, I must do something to be lovable? Or do I believe that love flows naturally within me, from me, all the time? I can give it away because the supply is endless. You know, that would be Louise's belief. Is there some kind of belief that you're hanging on to that love can be painful, it can be elusive? Just notice what comes up for you around that subject about love, because that can be the first step for transforming your belief. As you reflect on your belief about that subject, ask yourself, what am I creating love to be in my life? What have I been creating it to be? Do you see love as something that is within you? Hopefully, as you're working with this teaching a while, that's what you'll start to see, that this love you're looking for is within you. Or do you see it as something that you search for, that's external? This particular awareness that you are one with love allows love to flow more naturally from you. I'm one with the one. And as you know that the supply is endless. So it's easy for you to give love and extend love and support and to others, because you know that it's within you. So the supply is endless. So let's take a moment to examine our belief about we're moving from love to our occupations. Doesn't matter if you're volunteering or you're working a job or whatever you're doing with your time. Some of us might think work is a necessary chore, while other people find great meaning, great joy in their work. Our beliefs about work often reflect how we view our own values and our sense of purpose. Louise Hay once affirmed, "Your unique creative talents and abilities flow through you, and they're expressed in deeply satisfying ways." So our teaching invites us to see work as a way to express our creativity, our purpose, regardless of the role we have in any job. Someone who believes I just have to work to pay the bills, or I'm working for Friday, or may find themselves in a cycle of mere survival. In contrast, someone who thinks I can find joy while contributing my talents at this place, they're going to probably find joy and greater fulfillment in just about anything they do. When we maintain positive expectancy of good, our beliefs will start to align and be open to the givingness of life. And it'll make us more receptive to the abundance that's already available to us. You've heard said from many different religions, primarily the Christian, the kingdom of spirit or God is at hand. So if you maintain positive expectancy of good, you're open and receptive to abundance, you're going to realize it's already here in you, and it operates through you, operates through your consciousness. So let's take a moment to reflect. What do I really believe about abundance? Do I feel that the universe is filled with good things? Do I feel that the universe is filled with good things waiting for me is the better question, right? Or do I carry a belief that abundance is difficult, or abundance won't happen to me or for me? So let's engage in a gentle reflection on this subject of prosperity. Once again, it's just a minute. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes if you want. Envision yourself standing beside a flowing river of prosperity. Imagine the river not just as money, but a river that's vibrant with the flow of resources, love, support, joy, every good thing. So envision yourself standing behind this flowing river filled with all this good stuff. Resources, love, support, joy, and more. Take a moment to feel the current of this river and ask yourself, what am I creating prosperity to be in my life? Yeah, what am I creating prosperity to be in my life? Notice if you feel open to that flow. Notice also if there's any resistance. Anything comes up for you that would say you can't have, you don't deserve. So allow yourself to sense that current of the river. Again, picturing the river not just as money, but as a vibrant source of every good thing. Love, support, joy. And the question once more, what am I creating prosperity to be in my life? Am I open to the flow of it? Or am I pushing it away? Do I have resistance? With each breath, allow any beliefs of lack or fear. Just let them go. Allow them to dissolve. I'd like you to visualize for a second participating in the prosperity naturally, knowing that this prosperity is an integral part of life's beautiful rhythm. And you might say to yourself, I deserve this. I'm supplied, I'm supported. So let's explore now the beliefs about sharing and about generosity. Raymond Charles Barker's teaching reminded us that prosperity isn't just about receiving, it's also about giving. He often said there's enough good in the universe to go around. He would say, I have a rich father, supplied and supported. There's enough good in the universe to go around. And he would go on to say, the universe seeks balance. And when we give openly, we invite more good to flow to us, flow back to us. When we give openly, it's really saying, I trust life. It invites more good to flow back to us. Imagine, if you will, someone who believes the opposite. Imagine someone who believes if I give, I'll have less. If I give this, I won't have, so, and that belief will work against you because it creates a boundary restricting the natural flow of abundance. However, when we shift out of that mindset of limitation to the idea of whatever I give, when I give, I receive multiplied. Whatever I give, however I give, it comes back to me multiplied. When we do this, we open ourselves up to experience abundance in unexpected and joyful ways. When I give, I receive. It comes back to me multiplied. We're opening ourselves up to experience abundance in unexpected and joyful ways. Giving then becomes a delightful act of trust. It becomes a delightful act of trust in the universe's endless goodness. So let's pause and reflect for just a moment on this question. What do I believe about sharing? How am I with generosity? When I give, does it feel like an obligation? Does it feel like a loss? Or do I see my giving as enriching myself? Do I see it as enriching myself and perhaps enriching others? Recognizing that our beliefs about generosity can transform the way we engage with the world. I was New Thought when I was very young. I think I got it from Unity. I have plenty to give, plenty to share, plenty to spare. It's a great affirmation. There was a time in my life where I thought if I gave, I would have less. But I've learned through so many teachers, my mother included, you just put things in circulation. You keep giving, you open up floodgates of good to come back. So we want to recognize their beliefs around generosity and know that they can transform the way we engage with the world. Often we have self-sabotaging patterns. They sneak in to our thoughts. They sneak into the choices in subtle ways that we barely even recognize. Maybe it's with a friend of yours who is constantly putting other needs ahead of their own. Somehow feeling that their needs are less important, so they're always taking care of other people. Or it could be the person who's been offered a wonderful opportunity but hesitates. They hesitate because they don't think they can do it. They don't feel they're adequate to the task. They don't feel that they can say yes. Sometimes it's as simple as turning down a compliment, thinking, oh, they don't really mean that, or I don't really deserve that compliment. So you might think these are small moments, but these moments reveal how often unknowingly we deny ourselves. We deny ourselves the love, we deny ourselves the abundance that are really already a part of our lives. Other people can see it in us, but we sometimes can't recognize it or accept it. Louise Hay understood how pervasive these patterns are or can be, and she said, we don't recognize our value. We don't recognize our worth because we've become so accustomed to the thoughts that we have that don't really serve us well. So instead, with this teaching, we're trying to change all that around because with a new awareness, we learn to see things more clearly. We learn to change that conversation. We want to have empowering changes. We pay attention to the dialogue. Louise Hay would remind us, it's only a thought we're having about anything, and a thought can always be changed. So that's what we're doing every week. We're stopping ourselves right in the middle of the conversation and stopping, and we'll turn the conversation around. So this practice, this affirmative living, and her words, it's only a thought, and thought can be changed, it's very freeing. It shows us that we're not fixed, we're not limited by the patterns of thought that we have been thinking habitually. Instead, we're always standing at a turning point. We're always existing as pure potential, and we can choose again. You'll hear me say most weeks, yesterday ended last night. That was from Barker. And we're always in a new moment where we're free to choose again. And we can choose right now thoughts that support our growth and that support our well-being. So let's together pause and ask ourselves, what thoughts am I repeating that might be holding me back? Whatever comes to mind. The next question, ask yourself, am I willing to let them go? And hopefully you say yes. And know with me, it's not about perfection, because none of us have that. It's about allowing ourselves to experience life with an open and trusting heart. Raymond Charles Barker thoughtfully, insightfully observed that most of us, even when working to embrace abundance, will still be carrying some stuff around. We're not perfect yet. We carry some unconscious patterns of limitation. And they can be subtle. You can think of them as a hidden layer that form a little bit of a barrier between your intentions and your reality. For instance, someone might affirm, I'm prosperous and I am secure. But beneath this, there's just a little bit of lingering sense of, oh, I'm not that yet. I'll never quite get there. See, this quiet belief, these kind of thoughts can hold us back a bit from fully receiving the prosperity that can and will be available to us. So let's again take a moment to ask, what, if any, hidden beliefs are there that might still be limiting me from experiencing more abundance? So I'm giving you many opportunities to see what comes up. What limiting beliefs might still be there that are limiting your experience of abundance? Are there any messages from your past, maybe from a time with your family or early experiences? If there's anything there that's negating your abundance, if so, just bring it to mind. Let yourself explore these beliefs gently, without judgment. And then you might pause and consider, well, what am I creating my beliefs about abundance to be? Is there a pattern that I can soften? Is there something I can release so I can allow a new belief to come forward? It's in the process of limiting these beliefs that we create room for a new experience of prosperity to unfold. Affirmative prayer, as many of you know, is a powerful, powerful tool for reshaping your beliefs. You can reshape your thought patterns into thoughts that will support us. Barker encouraged us to affirm with confidence. He would have you say, I now accept the divine idea of money as a good thing in my life. So any of you who are struggling with this, that's a great affirmation. I now accept the divine idea of money as a good thing in my life. His words help us recognize that prosperity in all of its forms is natural, and it's available, and it's a gift waiting to be received. So let's take a moment to affirm money is a divine idea of circulation. Again, money is a divine idea of circulation, and I accept the idea. I accept this idea as a foundation of all my financial matters. So if that's an issue for you, or if you'd like to affirm it, just say, money is a divine idea of circulation. I accept this idea. I accept it as the foundation of all my financial matters. And he also said, I believe money represents divine activity, and I embrace it as good. I believe money represents the divine activity, and I embrace it as good. So let all these words settle into your heart. So hopefully they create a sense of openness and a welcome towards abundance in all of its forms. But prosperity, again, extends beyond material wealth, as I've said before. There's a prosperity of spirit. There's a richness in our experience of peace and love and connection. And all of this is profoundly fulfilling. When we cultivate beliefs that we are supplied and supported, loved and connected, then we begin to see that life itself is a miracle of abundance, overflowing in every moment. Again, when we cultivate beliefs that we are supplied and supported, loved and connected, we then begin to see that life itself is a miracle. It's a miracle of abundance, overflowing to us all the time. It was Emerson who once said, "The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common." I like that quote, the invariable mark of wisdom. And I know a lot of you have become very wise. You've been doing some work in yourself. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculousness in the common, to see the good in the common things, in everyday occurrences. This wisdom reminds us to look for abundance, not in just what you have, but in what you experience every day, every encounter. I'm fond of saying it's a holy encounter. Look for abundance, again, not the things that you own or the things you have, but look for the abundance in every experience that you have, every moment of every day. Look for it in the kindness of others. Look for it in the simple joys. Look for it in the love that surrounds you. This is the prosperity of spirit. It's the richness that fills your lives with beauty and meaning. So let's reflect together. It's a question. What do I believe about prosperity beyond material wealth? What do I think about prosperity beyond material wealth? Is there a sense of spiritual abundance within me? Or am I often focused on what's lacking? Ask yourself, what am I creating prosperity of spirit to be? Notice the moments of abundance that are already in your life, how rich your life is. Notice them and see if you can begin to shift your focus to see how you're blessed, to see how you've been given great gifts. See if you can begin to shift your focus to what's joyful and meaningful and valuable in your life. Think on these things. As we come to the close of today's exploration, let's take a deep breath and feel a sense of appreciation for our many gifts and for the journey today into our beliefs about life, love, prosperity, and spirit. Each of these beliefs, whether you're fully aware of them or not, shape your experience in the way you live your day-to-day life. By gently examining them and allowing yourself to reshape them, we open ourselves up to a life that's much more fulfilling, more peaceful, and filled with purpose. So let's hold Louise's affirmation in our hearts right now. I'm doing the right thing at the right time. Or I think I said it wrong. I'm in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. Or some variation of the same. The truth reminds us that we are exactly where we are meant to be, this truth, with all the resources within us to create a life that reflects our highest potential. So again, you're in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. And this truth again reminds us that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You have everything you need to create a life that reflects your highest potential. One final question for today. What am I creating my experience of life to be? Let this question be your guide. It's an important question. It's all about you and your creations. So what am I creating this experience, my experience of life to be? Let this question be your guide. Let this question be your gentle reminder that you have the power to shape your life from a place of love, from a place of connection and openness. Thank you all for being part of this gathering this evening, for joining this Thursday evening session at First Church of Religious Science, and for sharing your journey of self-discovery. It's always a joy to connect with everyone. We're going to open up in a moment for sharing, where you can perhaps ask yourself, what has it been like being me today or this week? And how has tonight's lesson spoken to my heart? So let's keep our sharing to a couple minutes so we have time for everyone. Your reflections are really meaningful to all of us, by the way. So we'd love to hear from you. If you're new, please say hello so we can say hello back. So now we turn the cameras over to you. Thank you again for all being here.